Hi guys, today we hopefully will have a very interesting discussion. Might be quite controversial, but anyway, the topic of today's video will be managing AI. Like a few months ago, and maybe for some like developers and people deeply into AI, well, it stopped feeling like you are just using a tool and started feeling like you are having some sort of employee. And what it means that probably there are also some means to managing it. Yeah. And well, as a matter of fact, we have universities, hundreds and thousands of courses to teach people how to manage other people. And what's about AI? Right now we have like actually nothing. I guess we have to discuss this. Like, is there such thing as AI management already? Like, is there like, is there any point in AI management? Yeah, because maybe there is not. Yeah, and how it could work? Is it similar to managing people? Yeah, and what changes when we start managing AI, and also what changes when we manage mixed teams with AI and people? Yeah, how it could work, because it already works. Like, people are managing teams where there are human beings and AI team members. Yes, I don't know how you should call them. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, probably you heard the quotation of Jensen Huang last year. Like, he said, the IT department of every company is going to be the HR department of AI agents in the future. What do you think about it? Yeah, just write in the comments. Do you agree or not? I don't agree in the future. Like, I believe that we still are going to have a lot of people, but to a certain extent, of course, AI agents, and as I prefer to call them, AI employees, AI team members, AI workers, they are going to be like real part of the companies. They're going to be different level, and there will be probably new organizational structures including them. Probably, yeah. So today I'll try like not to make like this is such a topic that we can talk about it for hours probably and discuss various domains. And in this video I want to be to a certain extent brief. You know that I like to talk and all this blah blah blah. So I'll try to limit myself and give you more like short bits of discussion on a few topics. So I've prepared 11 questions for our discussion. 11 questions to understand what AI management is how to manage AI and actually start thinking about this domain. Right now, as I see, there is almost no research, almost nothing about AI management. So I guess the time has come. We discuss it, and this stream will be more of a, I'd say, thought-provoking rather than a lecture or tutorial, because there is still no practices, not a lot of research on this concept, on AI management yet. So we'll just discuss 11 questions for you to make your own judgment, to start thinking, and to have your own ideas on managing AI. And today I'm setting time limits so that we don't it's the topic we could talk about for, I don't know, hours and hours. So today I'm setting 5 minutes limit on each of the questions, so I will try to be brief. And again, please consider it as a discussion, as a start of discussion on AI management. And if you have your own thoughts, your ideas, please write in the comments, and also please like this video or dislike, and subscribe to my channel to get more ideas on AI and how to use it in business and real life. So we will be just starting now. Okay. Let me just make all my just making all my timers visible. Okay, so I guess we are ready to start with the first topic. And okay, so is there actually a difference between using AI and managing AI? This is very important starting point. Because according to recent research, more than 50% of people still see AI as a command-based tool, and only slightly less than half, 46%, consider it a thought partner. So, and this is a huge difference, because you see, half of people right now think that AI is just a tool. And I think that's where people get different results, because people who just write prompts in search systems, from what I see just around myself, just my experience of my acquaintances, friends, colleagues, just prompts is bad management. So you just give orders without context, no clarity, no feedback loops, and usually it results in bad results. Probably you've heard a lot about people who start using AI and start complaining that it gives me some stupid answers and it brings no value. And when you start asking them, it appears that in fact they are just telling AI given a very short prompt, for example, I don't know, they need a research on some product, and they just write prompt like, please make research on product X in country X. We are going to launch there, and we need to like analyze competition and entry buyers and stuff like that. And so they write like 5 lines of text and give no context, nothing else, and they expect AI to come up with something interesting, and usually it doesn't happen. So so I personally see that like in this gap between just using AI as a tool and managing AI and thinking of it as something you have to manage, there is like the biggest value gap. A lot of people are still like not using. Like in Microsoft report last year, there was another quote like, every worker will need to think like the CEO of an agent-powered startup, directing teams of agents with specialized skills. So this doesn't sound like just giving prompts to an AI in a chat window and expecting it to do something brilliant. So considering this, I see that there is a huge difference between using AI and actually doing something more systematic. And that's actually like what good managers do. They brief well, they give a lot of context, and they check. They not just like delegate without anything. So they also do like they're part of the job. And I think that usually such managers like who are good in managing people, they also become good AI users, and like this is not a coincidence. Okay, so my like conclusion on this would be kind of obvious. Of course, there is a difference between using AI and managing AI. So for this reason, we have further topics to discuss, further questions. So Okay, so coming to the next question. The next question, like we talked about, is there a difference? And I think you would agree with me that there is. So now we just need to give a short perspective on what does management actually mean. Why does it matter here? Okay, so let me just start. Okay, so I'm not like going to give you a lecture on on management, because like there are degrees that just like managing people. Just a quick tour before trying to apply management to AI. Management emerged when like organizations, they scaled past one person. So they've scaled past something where just one person could control everything. So that's where management starts to happen. And I guess the same thing is happening with AI right now. Like we used to have maybe one AI or maybe 2, 3 AI companions that just did something for us, and now the work got that complex that it goes like past something we just as a person could completely control ourselves. So we are starting like the first obvious thing we started using is skills. Yeah, so skills are separate instructions that we can bring to our chat, and these instructions help AI to do something without us like coming in, getting into the work. Yeah, so this is the first layer. Then the second layer obviously are agents. When AI does something without us, then maybe there is some other agent that checks something. I know various systems of agents doing some work that we prepared instructions for. We control it at some point, and yeah, so that's kind of, I would say that's kind of similar to management. Yeah, yeah, and so the core concepts of management, it's role clarity, context, instructions, feedback loops, delegation, accountability. I'd say on all of those we have like something to say in relation to AI too, like role clarity. Yeah, it exists in AI. Context and clear instructions. Yeah, like AI needs all of that. Feedback loops. Oh, that's like extremely important. Yeah. Delegation, accountability, also very important concepts, because without delegation and without accountability, it would not work systematically, like just not when you do something once, but when you need to do something many times, and you need to get great result each and every time. So some people might think that with the introduction of AI, like classic management, the one I've been just talking about, this like basic concept, it would disappear, because like the management of people would, let's say, not disappear, but it would become less widespread. But on the contrary, right now, all these concepts are valuable, and they should be used when thinking about managing AI. Okay, and the answer to our question would be that, well, management means it means like managing organizations that are scaled beyond like something one person could do. And it does matter for AI, because it's exactly what we are having in AI right now. Okay, just a bit beyond my time limit, sorry about that. Okay, next very important thing to think about, is AI really like an employee? Or like, okay, we agree that management of AI exists right now. Yeah, I hope we can agree on that. but maybe not, then just write in the comments that you don't agree. Okay. But still, it's important to like think: is AI like an employee, or we are fooling ourselves and it's a completely different instance? Yeah, just let's talk about it. This one is actually a bit fun. Yeah. Yeah, I've been contemplating for a few secs. Just think of it this way: the better you brief AI, the better you get results. If you have vague instructions, you get very vague results. Sometimes you might get good results, possibly, but you have very high probability that you would have not so good results in the end. Yeah. Is there such thing as onboarding for AI? Of course. Yeah. Consider this example. You just take, for example, I've been using Perplexity for a long time, but then I decided that but then I started testing Claude, and I decided that I would be moving to Claude some of my projects. And yeah, that's what I'm saying actually, that when I started working with Claude, I had to move my project, so my context, to Claude. I need to do some onboarding for it, give some instructions like what is the project about, give files and other stuff, and start new chats. And first chats might be not that easy to work in, but then it just starts getting better when it has more context. So to me, it sounds like exactly onboarding of new employees in a company. Yeah, and again, instructions. If instructions are bad, if the context of your task is bad, you get bad results. It's kind of obvious. It's the same with employees, and it's the same with AI employees. Also, you have different people. They have different strengths, different weaknesses. And it's kind of the same with AI right now. We have different models. We have very different models by capacity, by their strengths. Say Opus is very strong model, but it consumes a lot. You have to pay a lot for it. At the same time, you have Haiku, which is very fast, very cheap model, but it's much less capable. I guess there is yeah. So this is similar, but at the same time, there is also like a lot of things that differ. Yeah. First, no memory, like Karpati, just quoting him. LLMs are a bit like a coworker with anterograde amnesia. They don't consolidate or build long-running knowledge once training is over. All they have is short-term memory. So it's a bit difficult, like, to normally manage someone who forgets everything probably every morning. Yeah. And also jagged intelligence, again Karpati. LLMs can perform extremely impressive tasks while simultaneously struggling with some dumb problems, unlike humans, where capabilities are highly correlated and improve linearly. So how do you delegate to someone like whose strengths are genuinely unpredictable? Yeah. Then no ego. A dream employee is someone like you need to push back on a bad idea, and AI will help you execute any bad plan beautifully and never say it was bad. Yeah, how many times did it happen to me? To me, many. To you, to me, it happened many times. Like when it's a awful plan and you just execute it. Yeah, and again, also it scales instantly. You can do like 50 instances working in parallel right now. And how can management even like exist at this scale? Yeah. So I guess there is still a lot I haven't covered even all the subtopics, yeah, because we are short on time, we have time limit today, but just starting a discussion, like you should think about it, like is it employee or it's not? I'd say that it's half employee and half a new instance we should consider and manage a bit differently. Yeah, it's like an employee, but of a completely different kind. Okay. So now we've covered 3 things so far, and so we discussed why management of AI it actually exists. We saw that there is a difference between using AI and actually doing something more than that, call it management or not. We also talked about AI as an employee, and my personal perspective would be that AI is like 50% an employee and 50% something completely new. And now we are coming to leadership, because leadership is a like huge part of managing people. It's one of the most important concepts that is part of management. So now let's discuss if leadership actually still exists in AI management, or it would like disappear completely. So leadership as a concept, it was built around influencing people, motivating, inspiring. But what if your team has no feelings, no inspiration, no trust or distrust? Is leadership actually a thing anymore? Or like it collapses into pure management? There's been actually some research on that in Harvard, and yeah, I'm just gonna read it for you, a short summary. Human leaders worked with AI agent teams and human teams on identical problem-solving tasks, and the result, managers who are more successful leading teams of AI agents are also more successful with human teams. And what made the best leaders best in both contexts? Successful leaders of both humans and AI agents ask more questions and engage in more conversational turn-taking. So they score high on social intelligence, fluid intelligence, and decision-making skill. So it's interesting. It looks like leadership is not disappearing, and those who are good leaders, they can also do something. They also do something differently with AI and get better results. And so the leadership continues to exist. It's just the expression of leadership, it changes completely. And there is another interesting take from McKinsey. Yeah, I'm also gonna read it for you. There are 3 things only humans can do. CEOs and other leaders will not always be the smartest people in the room. traditional command and control approaches are likely to fall flat. So the leaders will need to give teams guardrails, clear values and decision rights while fostering trust and collaboration. So these are three uniquely human leadership functions: setting aspirations, exercising judgment, and being accountable. And AI, well, it can inform all three, but it can't own any of them. So that, like, here we have a problem. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. I guess that leadership in we might be losing leadership in a way it existed before, because AI have no, at least for now, we can't really prove that AI has emotions. I might actually be wrong on this one. So maybe there is already some research that AI is feeling something, and yeah, in this case actually leadership might continue to exist completely in this way, but right now it's kind of interesting. Yeah. So yeah, there's also been another interesting thing with Stanford Virtual Lab. They had a professor AI agent, and he was leading a team of AI scientists, yeah, doing real research. So and they've been designing antibodies for COVID, against COVID. So, and human researcher, it only provided high level direction of this group, for this group. So it also poses an interesting question: what does leadership mean when the professor is also AI? Does the human above it count as a leader or just a client? Yeah, is it still a leader or not? I feel that right now on this topic we don't have a clear answer, and I don't see there can be a mainstream answer about leadership. Is it still existent or it would disappear? But probably some of it would clearly disappear because the nature of AI, and it's different. Yeah. So this has been question number 4 about leadership, important part of our human management. And the next concept also okay, sorry sorry about that. Yeah, the next concept is teams. We talked about leadership, now coming to teams, because we already have teams of agents and team where there are some people and there are some AI instances. And the question is, can actually AI work as a team, and how it could realistically work? Yeah. Okay, let me just start with some research. There's been the Kybernetic Teammate Harvard research. Individuals using AI performed at the same level as two-person teams without AI. And the really interesting finding: without AI, R&D professionals suggested more technical solutions, while commercial professionals lean toward commercially oriented proposals. At the same time, with AI, professionals produced balanced solutions regardless of their background. So AI broke down functional silos, like when product managers, they lean toward product, technical people, they lean towards some technical solution, and marketing and sales towards sales. So this is actually interesting research, and yeah. Then there is another thing that needs to be considered, and it's multi-agent debate. Like when we have different AIs and they are arguing with each other and trying to find some solution on some task or a topic. Yeah. And there is also a growing body of research on that. For example, using agents based on different foundation models provides higher accuracy, 99% versus 82% with homogeneous agents. So it enables like a teacher-student dynamics. For example, mixing Claude with ChatGPT and with Gemini outperforms using just any of them alone. And this is an interesting thing that like we can see that in general using AI as a team is always better than using some AI alone, according to this research. Yeah. But there are a few problems with this. First of all, AI agents show a powerful emergent tendency to seek consensus, reaching high agreement even like without instruction, which is at like it has its upside and downside. Upside being that they can do something as a team and agree on something and provide some end result, which is good. But the problem is that AI teams might suffer groupthink. There's been another research that when placed under competitive pressure, AI agents develop socially harmful adversarial behaviors resembling human psychology, where competition promotes less constructive but more aggressive interactions. So, actually it's a bit different from what I was saying before. So at the same time, basically, it's very interesting because the first thing was about tendency to seek consensus, and the second about like being more aggressive instead of being constructive. And both of these are problems. Both of these are just like human team psychology, which is very interesting. And there is also there is still a massive gap, and the gap is that the social and organizational sciences, they've spent like a century studying like how team size, composition, role differentiation, and all of that, they could shape collective performance. And right now we have almost none of this research for AI yet. So right now, like I'd say we have more understanding of teamwork than leadership. So we see that there is some team interaction. There is a difference in performance. There is some elements of human psychology, but still we just know too little about agentic teamwork. So yet to research and then to discuss again. Okay. Okay, we've talked about leadership, we've talked about AI as an employee, we've talked about teams, and now a bit of a kind of different question, a bit outside of, well, you might think that it's a bit outside of our today's scope, but it's important and important to actually management. And this is understanding why there are so many AI projects that are failing right now. Okay. According to Gartner, in their 2025 research, over 40% of agentic AI projects will be cancelled by end of 2027 due to escalating costs, unclear business value, or inadequate risk controls. Most are early stage experiments driven by hype and are often misapplied. Well, I'd say that the bottleneck is not the AI, to my point of view. It's the strategy, the processes, and the organization clarity. Because, see, the problem is that we are coming to the facets of management that has been non-existent, that resemble management of human beings, but probably is kind of different. So, and we still don't have like any research, so we don't have any good practices. We, of course, some teams, some companies probably have their own good practices, but like they are not standardized yet and not brought into wide coverage. And for this reason, teams starting to use AI a lot, they just come across very typical problems that happen when you bring automation. Yeah, I'm just going to list them. I have them on my computer. Yeah, automating processes you haven't even documented. That's like, you can't automate cows. You just get faster and more cows, and that's happening a lot. I see it a lot. Like people, I don't know, for example, for lead generation, they start automating lead generation, which doesn't work. Like they have awful letters, they have bad contacts, they don't get like enough data, and they just bring all of this together and automate and scale, and then they have awful results. They cut everything, then they cut people, cut teams, but it's just because they automate bad stuff. It has nothing to do with AI, it has to do with their like management skills. Yeah, and it's sounds funny. Actually, it's might be not funny in real life and might not be funny for real people suffering from that. But anyway, nobody owns it problem. Like IT just deploys AI related stuff. Nobody monitors like lack of Q&A, and like ops just use it, and that's it. Then the problem is that some of the agents, they are not agents really, they are just chatbots having very small functionality. So basically just chatbots, which is not agents. So it's just, these are just fakes. Then yeah, and also we're having problem with hype, because all, like every new technology has its hype cycle, and right now we are in the like probably in the biggest hype on AI, and for this reason a lot of hype but completely wrong stuff is being popular and being like practiced, and that's the problem why a lot of AI projects are failing. So the conclusion on this would be, from my perspective, that that actually we are failing a lot of AI projects due to our poor management. That we fail a lot of our non-AI projects, and it's because of our poor management, and it just goes the same with AI, because AI is just a thing, yeah, and like it only matters how we use it, and we use it well, not too well. Okay, moving to the next topic. Oh, I think I'm going maybe to have a short break now, like 2 minutes, and yeah, and then I will be coming back to you. Okay, I'm back with you. So far we have discussed 6 out of 11 topics, and I try to be very, very brief. On all of them it's not always possible, but again, our goal today is just start thought-provoking, so that you can have your own judgment, and you can just start thinking yourself. Okay, now moving to topic number 7, and it's the difference. What problems does managing AI create that nobody faced with traditional management? Okay, well, the first problem is that there is no playbook, no business school course. Like maybe there is something out there coming just sometime soon, or maybe just right now and I haven't heard about it yet. But generally speaking, there is, as I already talked about, there is no playbook on management AI yet. Yeah. And then we have a few problems that are very different. They don't exist in managing people. I've already touched on them, but let's just do more and let's just see the list of these problems. First is managing without proper memory. Like, their memory is your responsibility, because the context might disappear, and also it's important to realize what does you need to know, how do you store it, and how do you supply with it consistently, because it forgets something, it stores something, and then it forgets, it deletes, and we are still realistically improvising a lot. We try to do some workarounds with additional prompts, with some files and folders, but the memory problem still exists. Then the second one is the confidence problem. It means that AI is often wrong in the same voice as right. Yeah, and your QA always has to assume there will be some errors. You can't fully rely on AI, at least right now. that it would flag something when it's struggling. Yeah. For example, research shows up to 100% compliance in some models when users give false medical information. Yeah, it's a big problem. The scale paradox. Because AI can scale very quickly, one misconfigured skill agent, chat, or anything, it can just scale very fast. So a small mistake can lead to a disaster very quickly. Yeah. So like the thing that makes it powerful, at the same time it can make it catastrophic. Also important thing, like who owns the outcome. Probably AI systems, they cannot be held morally responsible for harm because they don't have consciousness, intention, or like understanding. So ethical frameworks, traditional ones, do not work for AI and probably should be adjusted. Another thing is version changes as involuntary personal changes. Like when a model updates overnight, your employee changes. It's different, and like how many times you've noticed that they've changed something, like the model has been changed and it behaves completely different, or stops working normally. Yeah, and you have no say, you can't fix it. So there is like in like this part of the domain, you actually cannot manage anything. Yeah, and that's a problem. Then there is another problem, AI managing AI. You are managing AI manager. So compounding errors, unclear oversight, nobody knows where the human is actually supposed to sit. Also a problem. And then the moral outsourcing effect. Yeah. People trust the machine, defer to its outputs, then they can't assign accountability when the harm is done. So who should be accountable for that? And yeah, this diffusion is of responsibility. It's like in terms of management, it can become a big disaster. See, there are a lot of problems, new problems to management that are almost non-existent or very small ones in human management, and potentially huge challenges in managing AI. Topic number 8. This is actually interesting. It might be well, it might be interesting to many people. Like, is middle management out of the game now? Okay. I have a quote of Jack Dorsey from his essay From Hierarchy to Intelligence. After cutting 4,000 employees at Block, Dorsey argued, "We are questioning the underlying assumption that organizations have to be hierarchically organized with humans as the coordination mechanism. Instead, we intend to replace what the hierarchy does." And well, his argument is that hierarchy always existed to solve one problem, like routing information inside the organization when there are too many people for one person to oversee. Yeah, and the thing is that AI can just do that. So he proposes a different structure, just 3 roles: individual contributors who build, directly responsible individuals who own outcomes, and player coaches who develop people. And AI handles everything in between. So this is actually interesting that there might be like this new hierarchy coming in, but there is always but. Yeah, and what like Gartner says that this year, 2026, 20% of organizations will leverage AI to eliminate more than half of the current middle management roles. Probably they are talking only about IT sector, but anyway. Yeah, but there is always but. Middle managers, they are not just like information routers. They mentor, they translate executive vision into teams and separate employees. They catch problems before they become disasters. They notice things when something is not working. And the question is, can AI do all of that? For example, right now, most of the code that is AI made, it still requires people supervision. Maybe in the near future it wouldn't require it. Then we are likely in trouble. Yeah. So I think that right now, like talking about middle management, we just don't know yet, and that's it. Like it's not even a question of I don't know, researching something or practicing, but it just the structure of organization became fluid. Yeah, it became fluid, and there will be some time when it will be changing a lot. Like I guess a lot of companies will be cutting some employees. Then they will understand that some of these positions they still need them because they don't work without AI. They will hire some people back or hire new people, and so it will like be this boiling water for some while, and a lot of us will be struggling from that. And there will be a new hierarchy, and I'm not sure that Jack Dorsey hierarchy will be the one we will be having. Yeah, just to remind, it's 3 roles, but yeah, we'll just see, because like in some organizations I see completely different hierarchy, and it works. Yeah, I have no time to discuss that, sorry. Okay, number 9. It's always nice to discuss good practices and potential framework for good AI management, and we are going to do just that right now, very briefly. For now, I'd say, like, I like to talk about this topic because I have a lot to say, not just to quote some other people and to pose questions that I still have no answers for. And I see that you need to learn management, like human management, to be a good AI, to be a good manager of AI agents, AI employees, or whatever you call them. So you need to explain well, you need to give quality context, you need to see where to control and where to delegate, you need to adjust, you need to you need to do all the thing a good human manager does, but in relation to AI. And secondly, I'd say you just need an understanding that apart from you used to do with your computer before, when you input something and get the results, and usually it's a result you can either trust or just use it as an data or information you then work with. Yeah, in this case it's more fluid. It provides you result, but you have to like deal with it like you deal with some results, your like outcomes your employees bring to you. Like they might bring some finished task, and you have to maybe check it carefully, or maybe check it just a little bit because you know that most of it should be correct. Yeah, and then you have to adjust and you have to explain this person how to do it better next time. Yeah, and then next time check it maybe in a slightly different way. Maybe you don't need to spend that much time. So this is kinda what a good manager does, like a regular manager. I'm not talking about just a leader who sets the goals and stuff like that. We talked about leadership, and that it's we don't know yet if it's going to work at all with AI. Yeah. So good briefing, good contexts, adjusting autonomy, reviews, onboarding, all these concepts are relevant to human management, are also relevant to AI, and at least you can start implementing all of them, and your results you are getting out of AI should significantly improve. Yeah, I think that's enough on this topic. Well, question number 10. How are real people feeling about working alongside AI? This is also just a new topic emerging. Like, I've been talking to one of my colleagues recently, not colleagues, just acquaintances, and he's been talking about their team and that they do most of their work online, and they don't have that many calls, and they have now AI employees with their names, and you can like ask them to do something and they come back to you. They participate in chats, in discussions, and it's just crazy. it's just crazy. And he says that it's very interesting, but it still feels very weird. Yeah, you know. And anxiety, resistance, pride of being a human being, and identity questions, all these things, they come up when we are talking about like this kind of teams. There's also been some research from the University of Washington, and it says that social science research suggests leaders must recognize the psychological implications of initial AI implementation. It can negatively affect employees' experiences. So this is like important thing to consider, that we have challenges to our health and well-being when we start implementing AI employees into our workflows. Yeah. And yeah, because this is it affects our health and well-being, and so it affects our results and our productivity. and results for our organizations. So this is an important topic, and I guess it requires a lot of research to be done very quickly. Then there is another thing. It's about who is good at managing AI and who is not. And for now, it seems that people who are naturally good at managing AI are not technical people. This one is also interesting, but this is kind of natural again, that a lot of technical people, they tend to be just like working on their own, so many of them, I'd say, well, it would be like not a nice thing to say, but say people who are managing, they, as I already talked before, they're also good at managing AI. People who are good at managing, they are good at managing AI. People who are doing some other jobs, they often tend to be not so good at managing. I'm not saying bad, but just not that good, not as good as good managers. Yeah. Yeah, then there is another thing that we always like assess skills of employees, and then there is now a new skill, AI management, and how do we assess it? That's also an important question. Yeah, and also another quick question, and not quick, just quick, like we talk about it very quickly, and this is how AI management will be on a resume, how it should be written about, and what should be the skill set for hiring manager. Like for now, it's very unclear, and it's just very interesting where it will go, because it will definitely go somewhere. It will be, it's already on resumes, but it's like the approach is very different. So yeah, just very interesting where all this thing with AI in human, in HR, where it goes. All right. Finally, we have our last topic to discuss. It's always nice to end with talking about the future, and it's interesting where all of this will go, say, in the next 10 years. Open questions, no clear answers, obviously. Like management education in AI is just miles behind. So there is no management education on AI yet. So probably there will be some new courses training professional development, not in just writing prompts and generating videos with Nana Banana, but something more than that, on building systems, getting results consistently, and like management of AI. Then there is like Microsoft 3 stages: AI as assistant, AI as a digital colleague, and AI managing entire workflows. And different companies are at different stages right now. Where is your company? Like for me personally, probably AI is still somewhere in between being assistant and a digital colleague yet. Then there is a question of culture. And it's interesting when your colleague has no proper memory, no values, and no feelings. How does it fit into company culture? Very interesting. Then there is the Deloitte framing. Agents may come to be seen as a silicon-based workforce that complements the human workforce. What do you think? Do you buy that, or do you think that it's like a wrong mental model? And the compounding advantage, yeah. So the teams that intentionally practice AI management, like in a month, they probably progress like much faster than those that don't do that, and there might be compounded effect of that. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting what say what will happen, like what would be the difference between those companies that quickly practice AI management and improve, and those that like don't do that systematically. What would happen in 10 years? And kind of like general question, in 10 years time, would managing AI look like kind of managing people, or it would look like something we don't have a word yet? Yeah. A lot of questions, no clear answers right now. Just beginning for you to start thinking, to like make your own ideas on how do you feel about that, because right now we are just in the beginning of AI getting deeply into our lives, probably. And yeah, we'll just see. All right. We've talked about 11 AI management topics today, very briefly. As I said, it's been just like a warm up for your brain to start thinking on your own, just to start your discussion in your teams, in your organization, I don't know, with your friends or family, because AI management as a topic is emerging. It will be part of our life, and we'll have to deal with it anyway. Yeah, please, if you have some thoughts, ideas on this topic, please just go into comments and just give your perspective. It would be very interesting. It would be even like, more interesting to read it after some time. Like you write your perspective now, and maybe we'll just come to it after 5 years, and we compare what ideas were like true, and which ideas proved to be, not to say wrong, but just not what really happened in life. Anyway, thanks for watching me today. I hope I just provoked some thought, and yeah, see you soon. Subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day today. See you soon.